This is Luther, one of my two lovely senior dogs. You're a sweet boy. You're a sweet boy. Yeah. Got my notes. As a multi-passionate creator, niches and trying to fit in a niche has been something that I've thought about a lot. And maybe you have too. Maybe this is something that you've debated to try to understand about yourself as someone who has many interests, someone who's trying to pursue many different things at the same time. It's difficult to choose one thing to follow. It's difficult to create from one place. But why do niches feel limiting for multi-passionate creators, for multi-diverse people? Through trying to figure out how to navigate creating in a way that I can pursue many different interests at the same time, I have come up with kind of a framework that I think could be so valuable to some of you that are trying to figure out how to do this, how to navigate this. This framework came from many different things that I've researched and also just through experience and understanding myself better and what actually excites me about being a creative person. How do I actually want my day to day to look like? Where are my priorities in finding what I want to do with the interests that I have, however many there can be? This framework for me are called my creative pillars. And I mentioned it a little bit in my last video in talking about my mission and how my creative pillars are part of this kind of whole ecosystem that I'm building for myself, more so to understand how I want to create, how I want to show up, how I can continually come back to my work and find flow in my creative work and process. And I want to share how I came up with my pillars with you because I think that when you find a framework, a system, a foundation of how you can work your best intentionally, authentically, and truly you, truly just like doing the things that you want to do, create in the way that you want to create, sustain that the way that you want to do it, I just think is so valuable and really changes the way that you show up. Hey, hello, hola. My name's Damaris. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. This is exciting because I am slowly creating more consistent YouTube videos that don't have to do with me niching down, which is what I was doing before through my pottery business. And it's exciting because I feel like I can talk about all my interests in one place. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you find it interesting, engaging, and of value, and maybe have some inspiration to take something away for your creative process and your work as an artist, as a creative. But let's start from the beginning. What are pillars to begin with? Pillars are a foundation, a structure that is going to hold your creative process, your creative work. And if you think of pillars in a building, kind of more architecturally, they are huge pillars, huge pieces of stone that hold up parts of the building. They're beautiful, they're structurally sound, and they are integral to the building structure and the building as a whole, not just how it looks, but to actually have it be sustainable and hold up the walls and everything else, the weight of everything. So when it comes to pillars for yourself, for your work, for your life, it's really these super crucial components that make up who you are as a person, kind of core values, the things that are important to you and why they're important, and how you apply that to all aspects of your life. They are the foundational structures that hold all these things together. This video is going to be a little bit more of a how-to. I'm going to give you step by step of how I came up with my pillars so that you can find if this system works for you, or you can tweak it to make it work for you if you're looking for something that is going to help you structure your life and your creative work in a way that is sustainable. If that's something that you're looking for, and if this sounds like interesting to you, keep watching. This is what I've done. This is how it's worked for me, and hopefully can inspire you to create one for yourself. So let me get into the steps to actually build your pillars. So step one is start with your core urge. What do you want to feel in your life? What are you trying to build or to feel in your life? So this is kind of this one core thing that keeps coming up. It's intentional. It's revolving around pretty much every aspect of your life. For me, that is freedom. My main urge, things that kind of kept playing in my mind probably since I was a child. Like, I was quite young. I have always wanted and desired and looked for the sense of freedom. Freedom for me is an integral component of who I am, how I think. Everything derives from that place, from a sense of wanting freedom and pursuing freedom in literally every aspect of my life. And I now, as an adult, and even throughout my life, have made choices to move towards more freedom. This word, or this kind of core urge, need, and desire is going to become your North Star to finding and putting together your pillars. Step two, tracking your obsessions. This is where you want to look at the themes and things that continually come up in your life. These would be probably like your values, things that you tend to prioritize, you continually come back to in your mind. So examples of these could be identity, creative process, reflection. When I did this step, I literally listed down what are things that are important to me. What are things that continually come up? Words and themes that kind of kept coming up as I was like going through certain questions were emotional honesty, identity, language, voice, communication, slowness, creativity, community. I kind of grouped these words into categories to help me see themes that kept coming up and areas of my life that I find value in and that I keep coming back to in different aspects. After I kind of categorized and grouped these words, there were some that really stood out and were kind of the contents of what were going to be my main pillars. There was self-knowledge, creative expression, growth, lifestyle, and design. There were 5 kind of really key words that were so important to me. Step 3 is to define the transmission. Why do these words matter to me? How do I want others to feel? These 2 components that make up not just what's impacting me, there were components of outwardly impact and value for other people. So for me, journaling, learning from my writing and what I'm writing and understanding who I am at my core was super valuable. So journaling equaled self-understanding, which then became my pillar, self-knowledge and inner clarity. That's my first pillar. So then my transmission becomes I help people understand themselves so that they can live more intentional lives. And that is important to me because I am trying to do that for myself. So if I can do it for myself and I can find that things are working for me and it's valuable for me, I want to share it with other people because why wouldn't I want other people to find intention and feel fulfilled and content in their lives? So that's kind of how it works. So it's not just bringing value to me, but it's also bringing value to others because that is important to me to bring value to other people. Step 4. So naming my pillars was the next thing. So as I was breaking it down and finding out what is important to me, like I said, journaling equals self-understanding, which then equaled self-knowledge and inner clarity as one of my pillars. Then that's what I did with all my words and the themes behind them. Can you hear him snoring? So you want to name the pillars in your own voice. You want to make it clear for you what is going to stand out and be something that you come back to and you're like, yes, this is me, this is who I am. You'll be able to explain it to other people if they ask, because this is kind of like your essence. The formats are like concept plus application. So the concept could be like the word, and then the application is kind of the second part. So mine was creative expression plus artistic life. So obsession. Creative expression is my concept. It's something that I desire to have in my life. It's something that I need to be able to do consistently. And then artistic life is the expression of that. The application is being an artist. How do I express having an artistic life? How do I do that? So both are crucial to being able to be a pillar that encompasses everything about me. And then essentially in turn will encompass everything about you. So core value plus core desire. Freedom is a core value for me. Lifestyle design is a core desire. Freedom is something that I want and I will have in every aspect of my life. Lifestyle design is the way that I'm going to achieve my freedom. It's my core design or way of thinking that I'm going to achieve my freedom. Snoring is so loud. Like I don't know if it's just because it's like right here, that it's like right in my ear. It's so funny. It can also be simple. It doesn't have to be as complicated as mine. Obviously, I'm a very in-depth, very specific type of person. I like building systems and structure. So this is why it's specific, but it can also be a little bit more general. You have to find the words and the way that it's meaningful for you in order for you to be like, yes, this is me. This is how I live my life. This is what's important to me. It makes it feel alive for you. And this is so pivotal to you structuring this as the foundation for everything else that you're going to have. So really take time to do this and also be gentle with yourself. If you have to rename it later, or if things change for you, if maybe some of your core values change, that's totally cool. Like, we're human beings, we evolve, we're exploring and experimenting as creative people. So things are going to change, things are going to pivot. What's important to me now might not be important to me 20 years from now. And that's okay. That can change. And it will naturally change and evolve. And that's what's so cool about this system, these pillars, is that they evolve with you. There is room for that, which is why it's not like a niche. It's more of a system for you to grow with and help you move intentionally in alignment with who you are in your work and in your life. Step 5, which is test for alignment. So ask yourself, Do I want to build a life around this? This is how you're going to be able to test your words and the structure of your words and your pillars in themselves. Would you build a life around these words? Do I already live parts of it already? Does your lifestyle already encompass this? Or are you just kind of like putting it together from aspirations? Because this is where you want to take a second to really think about it. You're not trying to build from things that you are aspiring to be. You're trying to build from things that you know you are and are valuable for you. It's not what you find valuable and you want to become. This is the person that I want to be. You really want to come from a place of like, this is who I am. This is how I build. These are the things that are important to me. This is the life that I'm already leading. How do I live it better? How do I be more intentional about it? Can I see how this serves others? I was talking about this earlier this week. I think as artists, as much as self-expression and creating art for yourself is so important, I think it is also important that when we create art, it is going to impact and bring something to other people, whether it's value, whether it's inspiration, whether it's, self-reflection. I think that's what art is and it's what art does. If you're expressing yourself and you're putting your work out there, you are going to be impacting other people. You are going to be bringing something to the table that other people are going to be receiving. Whether or not it's exactly the same thing that you are meant to be putting out there, it's subjective, right? People are going to get different things from it. But the important thing is that asking yourself what type of value you actually want to bring, what type of work do you want to put out, and how do you want to make people feel, I think is a really important part in creating work, in finding your community of people that love what it is that you're putting out and why you're doing it. That's what makes art so beautiful, is that it really does connect people together. So how does this serve others is a very important question. I have 4 key questions, core questions that you can ask yourself as you're going through this process of trying to figure out what your pillars are. And I'm going to name them here, but I'm also going to make a little doc for you to use and answer at your own pace. So, pillar discovery. Question 1. What do you never shut up about? This is what's going to reveal your obsessions. If you look at it in this way, this is how you're going to break it down. What are the things that you love talking about, that you have interest in, that inspires you, that ignites you to never stop talking about it? Question 2. What helps you feel most yourself? These are going to be your grounding systems. Question 3. When something lands, what's being transmitted? This is going to be the emotional resonance, the thing that's emotionally carrying all these interests. So there's something that hits you and you're like, yes, this is it. This is so important to me, or I love this thing. Question 4. What kind of life are you designing? This is the desired lifestyle. This is where you can think about that aspirational life that you want. Obviously, within reason, it's not like I want to be rich, right? Like, yes, I want to be rich. I want to have money to be able to do the things that I want. And that's the difference, right? Like, I literally just said it. It's not me wanting to be rich because I want to have a lot of money. That is not of value to me. I want to have money to be able to have and do the things that I want, which is then my core value, my core urge is freedom. I want to have money to be able to have freedom. And that is kind of how it ties together. So thinking about the lifestyle that I want to lead, my desired life is going to involve freedom. And the way that I want to do that is, well, for me personally, is through any means necessary. So I'm going to do things, build things, create things in order to lead me to that desired lifestyle. So with this, you kind of really want to think about things more deeply than just the surface level, I want to be rich. Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want to have money? Is it just to spend money? Is it to be able to drive fancy cars? But why do you want that? You know, it's kind of like really going down to the root of things, because that's really where the beautiful essence is of who you are and what makes you want to do the things that you want to do, not just for the sake of it, but because it's meaningful for you for some reason. Why is it meaningful? Basically, the whole point of this is that there's no right answer, okay? This is not you're doing this right or wrong. This is a process. Just like everything else, it's a process of you, one, discovering more about yourself and your core values and your beliefs and things that are important to you as a creative, as a human being, and the lifestyle you want to lead, the impact you want to leave to other people and create for other people. This is not necessarily going to be a like, okay, I'm going to do this in one afternoon. Let me figure all this stuff out about myself. Some of these things, maybe you don't know. Some of them you might have to take more time to really think about. And that's okay. Take the time you need, because it is something that's going to be foundational. It is going to take time to build. And like I said, it's taking me a long time to come up with these in a way that is truly mine, truly my core. It's not influenced by anything else. This is who I am at my core. These are the things that I value and make up what I want and desire for my life and for my creative work. So just to recap, answer these questions honestly, extract the themes, which will flow into the clusters of bigger groupings or themes of things, which then will name your pillars, which then will help you create from there, will help you to have the foundation of what makes up the things that are important to you. You don't need a niche. This is going to give you something much better, which is a guiding North Star to your life. Pillars are how you can build that, in my opinion. And it's worked for me so far, even though it's still new for me and I'm still learning and growing from it. I think that so far it's been very, very valuable for me, and it's helped me to build these videos and helped me to build the things that I'm building and creating. And even though it doesn't seem like it's a lot, it is a process, and I am building slowly towards my goals, my dreams, and the lifestyle I want to lead. I would love to hear what pillars you come up with and how you're finding the system and process of putting this together for yourself. That's the exciting part, that we can share this with each other, create a community behind finding out more about ourselves and sharing more about ourselves, whether it's online or even just in the comment section. I'd love to hear more. I'd love to follow your journey. I'm going to be sharing more of what's going to come out of my pillars, the things that are my creative projects. I'm excited to share more of that. Even though I've kind of been doing that already, it's different when I have this intention and this like foundation behind it, because now there's more specificity in how I'm showing up and what I'm doing and how I'm creating. And that just makes it more exciting for me, because I'm going to keep doing it whether people are really watching these videos or not. That's it for this video. I know it's a long one. Check out the description box for the questions and kind of the little worksheet that I've created. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear about your process. Like and subscribe to the video if you liked it and if you want to see more of my content. Thanks so much for being here. You're amazing. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.